Hey YouTube, Monday morning, June 3rd, 2019. I'm going to start with cutting these smaller pine logs, but before I do that, we had a bunch of rain over the weekend, so the sawmill is actually pretty clean. The only thing is I want to take the wipers off and put some ATF fluid on them. The wipers are over on that side and I flip them over. There's two over there, small ones, and one big one here. You can see there's a lot of sawdust sticking to that, and some of the dust that was inside the thing here needs to be swept off of this track so the track runs easier. I won't be changing the blade yet. That blade was cutting that red oak really well last week, so it should cut pine with a breeze. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so guys, this wiper goes on here like that. There's a bolt at that end, one at this end, and the only problem I had with this thing is that the wiper, whatever glue they used to keep the wiper on, it had left go last year and that wiper came off. You want to be careful, because if the wiper comes off, it could bunch up and then tear itself. So I had seen that, and then what I did was I used 3M body molding adhesive. It's like a black, really sticky stuff in a tube. So I put that on there and it looks like it's holding up pretty good. Now you can see this thing's pretty dry, and it needs to have transmission fluid on it to give you a nice smooth gliding movement as you go across here. So I'm going to sweep that off, put some ATF on this, and then put it back on. It doesn't take very long to do. It's only, you know, a pretty quick thing. And I actually used ATF. Okay, I have ATF fluid that I took out of the backhoe when I changed the oil in the transmission last year. So I'm going to put that on there and put that back on. On this, on these wipers, I take that nut off that's on that side. I take the nut off and then take the wipers and swap them around. The thing is you could probably squirt ATF on that if you wanted to. I don't recommend that, because if you take them apart and put ATF on them, they swell back up. So then they'll, you know, they keep from being smashed or squashed down and not working. This way here, you get a nice wipe there. And you want to keep the metal part of the wiper off the bed. Just let the wiper itself ride on the bed, between the metal and the actual bed frame. So that's about it for that. That doesn't take much. So I'm going to start this thing up, let it warm up, and then I'm going to start putting some pine logs on here. Like I say, I'm going to start with the small ones first. This small one here, then I'm going to jump behind that big one and grab some of those and put them on here. I'm looking for 2x4s today, 12-footers. The other things you want to do also is clean off the sawdust that's on these pulleys. I'm going to get something small to do that with. Something like a small screwdriver or whatever, just to get the dirt off of the pulley so it doesn't slip. Okay, so what we got there is a 7-inch log. It's only 7 inches in diameter, and it's pretty much the same up at the other end. Now I made a cut there. I'm looking to get at least 2 2x4s out of that. I might be able to get 3, but if I get 2, I'll be happy. So I made a cut off the top. I'm going to square it up into a cant. If I'm lucky, I'll get 3 2x4s. Otherwise 2. That's what I'm after. we got two 2x4s out of that and a 1x4. Now the piece laying on the bunk is a flitch, that's junk. But the two 2x4s and the 1x4 are good, so I'll be putting them on the rack. Just on the stickers, I mean. Okay guys, so I've got a log here. Now this log wasn't cut by a logger, you can tell by the way the notch is. But I can't get a 12-footer out of this, but I'm pretty sure I can get an 8. I'm going to actually cut the end off. If you see this knob here, just a couple branches, it makes the log look like it's bent there, but it's really not bent. So I can cut that little knob off the end. Instead of a 9-foot, I'll have an 8-footer. I may as well square this up while I'm at it. So I'm going to square this end off, measure 8'3" or 8'2", somewhere in there, just so I have an 8-footer, and then I'm going to cut that into 2x4s 8 foot. Now, because it's a 10-inch cant, I'm not going to be able to get all 2x4s out of that. I'll probably end up with a couple of 1x. But we'll see. A little luck and I might be able to get all 2x4s out of it. But I won't get a 8-inch cant out of it. That's the headache, I believe. So we'll try it and see what happens. Alright, so that's the first cut out of there. I took the flitch off. What I'm going to do is probably get 2 1x off of this that I'll cut later into a board. I'll just set it to the side. And then I'm going to try and square up the cant. I'll see if I can't get another 1x off of each side there. I might be able to. And then we'll get the 2x4s out of the middle. So 1-inch cut off again. First one wouldn't have given me a full 2x4. That's why I didn't go after 2x4s that way. But like now, I could cut 2-inch boards out of that and probably get maybe two. I don't know. That crook down there has me cooped up. I might be able to get 2x4s that way. I'm gonna roll it all the way around 180 and see what I can get off the other side first. freaking pine is really nice.
What's something like this?
Yeah.
Whatever you cut, just let me know. I probably will be back.
Alright.
I'll be down.
Okay, YouTube, so there's the wood from that last log I put on there. There's two 1x4, and the reason I couldn't make a 2x4 out of it is because they came from different sides of the flitch, or the cant I mean. 4 2x4s, they're 8-footers, and 2 1x4s. That's what came out of that 10-inch log.